All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TR Schools TV Game of the Week presented by the TREA. I'm Casey Kennerkowski with Joey Del Deo, Eddie Wolf, and Jarrett Weiss. Tonight, part 2 of our playoff doubleheader showcases the top boys team in Toms River, as the 4th-seeded Toms River North Mariners host the 13th-seeded Cherry Hill West Lions. Now, Eddie, the last time we saw the Mariners, they had a difficult outing against Mater Dei. How do they bounce back and avoid an early exit from the playoffs?
They just have to take that loss against Mater Dei, and North, they have to forget about it. That's the past. That's a different tournament. This is the state playoffs now. This is a fresh start. They don't have to worry about Mater Dei coming back. So right now, they're just going to have to learn from the mistakes they made in that game. They just got to play solid defense. And going into the defense aspect, that's what's really going to make or break this game. North, they're always going to have their good offense, but it's their defense that really is what it comes down to. Lately, in the last out of their last 6 games, in 3 of the games, they were giving up plus 60 points. That's something that you typically don't see. And their average per game is 53 points, but early in the year, it was 40. So that number has really risen lately.
Yep, and Joey here, the Lions here, they crossed Route 70, and then they're coming down here to play Toms River North. What do they have to do to pull the upset?
Well, Casey, what they have to do is they have to try to defend Toms River North. They give up around 60 points in their losses this season, and they give up around 50 points whenever they win. That's still a lot of points to give up defensively, but still, if you're getting a victory out of it, it doesn't really matter. But also, you have to wonder if Buckwalter can have an impact. He became the school's 13th 1,000-point scorer this season. It's a big milestone for him, and also the team is 2-6 when he scores less than 10 points. So if he can hit into double digits, that'll be a huge upside for Cherry Hill West.
Yeah, he's the big guys here. We're going to have to see what we got here. We got Barno on the horn, getting ready for tip time between the Mariners and the Lions. Again, opening round action between these two schools. A little bit of senior night here for the Mariners. There we go, number 5, Hunter Petrick, on to center court. Number 24 there, Pat Marinaccio, such a big part of this Mariners team. Anthony Storino as well, number 20.
Anthony Storino out with a back injury. That's big for North, losing him.
And a Quentin Manning, number 41, as well, going out there.
Thank you for your contribution to the Toms River North Mariner basketball team. Also, we would like to acknowledge and thank Mrs. Meister and Mrs. Burnett for all their time with the concession stand and meeting all the team's needs throughout the season. Thank you, ladies.
Oh, great senior night for Toms River North. I'll have to see if the emotions here of senior night have an effect on this one.
Hopefully it's a positive impact for these young men playing their last game, potentially at home. So hopefully, like you said, those emotions can stick to their side and they can pull off the victory here and keep their high school careers going.
Yeah, again, here's Storino. We were talking earlier about the injury down there. We'll get to that right after the national anthem. starting lineups for both teams, starting with Cherry Hill West.
The starting lineups and coaches for this evening's game. First, for the Cherry Hill West Lions, a junior, number 1, Samir Parks.
Number 1, Samir Parks. Jack Gone, number 23. Senior number 3, Nick Cracky.
And a senior number 4, David Rockford. Head coach of the Lions.
Senior number 13, Danny Buckwalter, and number 4, David Rockford. Head coach here for the Lions, Amizi Tarrant, in his 6th season. Now we're going to get the Mariners for a very familiar starting lineup, I'm sure. Junior number 4, Darian Carrington. Number 22, Mike Neister. Number 23, Jaden Roden. Senior number 5, Hunter Petrick. And a senior number 24, Pat Marinaccio. And of course the Mariners are coached by Rory Caswell, his 5th season. So fellas, the first game here we saw Tomsboro North here, the girls completely manhandle Brick Memorial here. Hopefully this one's a lot closer.
Definitely, but of course, North, they don't want a close game, and Cherry Hill, they don't want a close game either. We want a close game, but of course, we're not the ones that control that. So both teams, they're going to have to go out and play a fast-paced and mean game, because that's how it's going to have to go to win.
Let's see what we got here. It'll be Buckwalter, number 13, going up against number 23, Jaden Roden. First round of the playoffs. Winners advance, losers go home. It's as simple as that, folks. Here goes the tip, won by Tomsboro North.
And something we're going to see right out of the gate here, folks, is North's high-powered, fast offense. What they do very well is they use up a lot of clock, and they still use their speed to go up against any defense, no matter the rank or the size, and usually find a way to just pick them apart and start off the game with a couple points.
It looks like they're trying to deny the ball early. North being very patient here. Ball around, flipping to Marinaccio. Marinaccio driving, dishes to Carrington for 3. That one's no good. Rebound. Strong board there by number 3, Nick Cracky.
Too quick, too quick, too quick.
Trying to work the ball inside here. Double teamed underneath there is Parks. Flips it over to Buckwalter from point blank range. And the Lions are on the board first.
And Cherry Hill prepared for the fast-paced North after Cherry Hill scores. That's something North loves to do. They love to pounce right when you score on them.
And right here, we saw last year, Tomsboro North here, they had an early exit here in the second round against Rancocas Valley after being deflated in the short conference tournament. It looks like they're coming out a little slow today here in this first minute and a half. Inside, Buckwalter steps back, gets the shooter's roll. There's a 1,000-point scorer.
Right there, you mentioned that 1,000-point scorer. He also happens to be the team's leading scorer this season. Already has all 4 of the team's points here tonight, and he doesn't look like he plans on stopping anytime soon.
Well, what we saw that in the first game, though. Bia LeBlancy here from Brick Memorial got to a hot start, and then she kind of slowed down. Shot by Marinaccio is off. Rebound. Running for the Lions. A trick shot goes in there by Cracky. Can't finish. Buckwalter short. And it goes out off of Buckwalter and 2 Tomsboro North.
North getting lucky with Cherry Hill just trying to throw the ball up, trying to get any lucky shot. So North, that's a good breather for them.
Yeah, right now Tomsboro North just has to settle into the game here. The first 2 minutes they've been pretty shaky on both sides of the ball.
Usually we see it the other way around. Usually North is the team to get out to the hot, comfortable start, and usually they're the one making the other team feel uncomfortable. And it seems like tonight you see a sloppy pass right there to the Mariners, and ball going back to the Lions. And this is not the start I'm sure Caswell wanted for his team.
And a lost pass from North. Neister, he wasn't able to keep the ball up, so he lost that. He had an up and down, so that's a tough break for North.
Yeah, Coach Caswell, I think his expression and his statement says it all, asking his team, what was that? And he could say that about multiple things here in this first minute, 2 minutes and a half. Now we're going to get a foul underneath, first foul of the game. Foul underneath on Tomsville North with 5:27 to go here in the first quarter.
And as we keep saying, North, they're just having a tough start right now. Cherry Hill, they're all over North right now.
Yeah, Cracky can't get the baseline jumper to fall. North running with it. Neister thought about the shot. That time Petrick trying to drive baseline, but he took a couple steps before he put the ball down.
And this is that fast offense from the Mariners we're used to seeing here. And right there, Neister stepping out of bounds. That's obviously something very sloppy, something that can be fixed on their next possession, but it is just a silly mistake that they're going to have to work on. They have to cut down on those little mistakes if they want to win this game.
Trapped there by Tomsville North. They get around it though. Parks underneath. Puts it up and in. And Samir Parks here in the starting lineup tonight has a chance for a three-point play.
And Cherry Hill taking good advantage of the double team as North, they have a really mean trap, but if you can get by the trap, that should be easy 2 points for you.
Cameron Edwards will come in for David Rockford. So Edwards, number 10, he had a buzzer beater in the last game. Not last game here, a couple games ago against Glassboro had a buzzer beater. Played a couple in between there. As Parks gets the free throw to go. So 3 minutes gone by. Lions have a 7-point lead. North is scoreless. As we get a foul there on Edwards.
Carrington using his speed for his advantage. And Carrington, you see the big playmaker, very fast man. He can get from one side of the court to the other real quick. He's somebody that, while he doesn't take a lot of shots, he will move around, get a lot of assists.
Looks like they're trying to really take the ball away from Neister's hands. So we saw Neister as probably the one bright spot in that Mater Dei game.
And you mentioned that Mater Dei game. It was heartbreaking loss for the Mariners. But Neister definitely has risen as one of the stars of a team of multiple solid players. He's risen to be that top guy. And this defense for Cherry Hill West doing a very good job of shutting him down so far in the first quarter.
Roden driving through here. It gets a lot of contact and will get the call.
Roden, he's going to have to be the make or break for North, because you saw at Mater Dei, he didn't do much, and even when he started to get hot, it was way too late for North, and that's something he's going to have to get hot early, and he's going to have to make all his points. And another thing is, he loves to go to the left side to the basket. That's his real key spot. So if Cherry Hill can keep him out from going to the left side and force him to his right, he will miss more shots.
Roden can't get the free throw to go. Petrick will come out. Mike Husney, number 1, will come in.
And Roden being the key free throw shooter for North, that's something that he's been struggling with as well. All around, he's just not been having the last few games that have been going his way.
Yeah, maybe in a little bit of a funk here at the end of the season.
Definitely the wrong time for him.
Can't get the second free throw to go, but Marinaccio with the rebound, and he puts it up and in for the first North points of the game here at the 4:23 mark.
Now we talk about Roden going in a decline. Marinaccio, he's been in an upcline throughout this entire season.
That one batted around like a pinball, but goes right to Parks for an easy layup.
Cherry Hill getting everything going their way. At North, this has just been an unfortunate game for them so far.
And that may not have been the cleanest play we've ever seen, but definitely a nice play there. Nice heads-up play by Craig for the Lions. Extend this lead over to 7 for them.
Yep, 9-2 here halfway through the first quarter. Right now it seems like it's been all Lions.
And that's not something we're really used to seeing when the Mariners are here at home, or anywhere for that matter. They're usually the top team, usually come out fast first, and we're not seeing that here so far.
Now, with North versus Mater Dei, they started out really slow in the first quarter, and then by the end, they were red hot. and then North. They're a great team in the second quarter. That's where they're going to really have to show, because if they struggle in the second quarter, the second half, it's going to be very scary for them.
Three-pointer there by Edwards is short. Rebound to Roden. Throws it up to Neister. Goes in. That one was almost on the backboard. No call, but we're going to get a foul there on the Lions. That was a close one.
And I heard Coach Roy Caswell over here to my left screaming for the ref, saying it was a goaltending call. They didn't give it to him, but in the end, they're going to take a trip to the line anyway, so it doesn't really matter what the call was. They're going to get nice 2 chances here for 2 extra points.
And Caswell, he's upset with his team right now, trying to call out play 4, but it seems like North, they're not listening to him right now. So bad communication for North right now.
That one, long rebound. Gotten by Neister. Three-pointer there by Petrick, no good. Neister trying to go in for another one. Edwards comes down with the board.
North 0 for 3 today at the 3-point line. They're not doing good there.
They have to be able to convert from beyond the arc. You're one of their keys to this one. Driving in, Gone. Goes in. Can't get a call there. Starts a North fast break as Roden goes coast to coast. Can't finish. Carrington bats it up, throws it up, and will stay with Toms River North. Last couple times down the court, fellas, we've seen a lot of contact but no fouls.
This is a bit of deja vu with the modern day game, as once North would get in the paint, they would just get stuffed really bad. And they can't get the ball up in their good zone that they usually like to get into. And you have Roden missing the shot, getting forced into the right side, like I said, that he has to usually get put into.
Yeah, they threw it up to him here, and he had a good look here, just couldn't convert on it.
It's a nice high leap there for the Mariners player, but in the end, they couldn't convert. And
the officials will converse on this one. Was it a foul or a jump ball? Our officials will say that it was a walk.
so it seems as though the head coach is early in this one, not really on the official sides here. Both of them not agreeing with many of the calls to the first quarter. Like we mentioned, a lot of contact by both teams. Both teams wishing for more fouls. And so far we have 5 total between both teams in the first quarter.
Yeah, that one way long by Carrington. Buckwalter with another rebound.
Carrington, just like Roden, he's been on a decline through the season. He started out real hot, and then he got slower and slower.
Rejected by Neister. Carrington leading the break, going all the way in for a layup. 9-4 advantage.
And then, as I say, he's been getting slower through the season. Makes 2 points.
Inside of 2 minutes to go. Lions holding a 5-point lead. They'll get a foul from behind on Carrington. Almost incidental contact here, but you're going to always get that because they just barreled them over.
And that's a play that Cherry Hill, they're getting their ways with the calls, and right now, North, they're not playing in a comfortable mode right now. So something, Caswell, he has to either call a timeout or do something or just let the quarter run out. North, they are generally the best in the second quarter, so you have to watch out for that.
Got right there is Gone here, an easy layup off of that inbounds play. It's 11-4 now. Petrick trying to cut closer. Can't do it. Big rebound there by Gone. And again, the Lions here coming up on 1 minute to go. In total control except for that pass. A little bit behind Buckwalter.
And we're seeing early in this one a lot of contact, like we've mentioned many times, but also a lot of overly aggressive contact. A lot of players flying all over the place, hands in the face, and a couple of angry head coaches here so far.
Three-pointer, no good. Carrington gets it inside of a minute to go here. Carrington sidesteps. We will get a block on Cherry Hill West.
And I don't think I've seen a game start off like this where there's so many bodies flying all over the place, so much aggressive playing. And we're not even done with the first quarter in this one. Both teams, the emotions are high. Both head coaches very angry with the officials, I'd say so far. But they got to keep those emotions in check. They cannot let that get the best of them. They have to come out here and play the same fundamental basketball these two teams have been playing all year. Cherry Hill West doing a very good job of that, but North, for the first time, it feels like all season, momentum is not in their favor at the beginning of a game. Their high-powered offense isn't working, so they're going to have to adjust quickly so that they can come back and stay competitive.
Yeah, number 41, Quentin Manning, checking in the game. And that's a big injury for Anthony Storino.
Definitely is. He's a big guy that you'd always see come off the bench with Mike Husney. So now you're going to see Quentin Manning getting a lot more playing time. As this every game might be his last. So Quentin Manning, he's definitely not going to argue with it.
High post with the flashing high.
There's an 11-4 advantage for the Lions as Gone sets it up. Gives it over there to Cracky. Up top to Buckwalter. About 10 seconds to go here. Back to Cracky. Over to Buckwalter, guarded by Manning. Carrington comes over, leaves his man wide open in the corner. They can't finish. Edwards can't get the layup to go. But at the end of the first quarter, it's Cherry Hill West here, the Lions, who traveled down Route 70. They threw the first punch, and it was a tough left hook here for Tomsboro North, as the Mariners are trailing 11-4 on their home court.
And a tough left punch is an understatement. There is a lot of hands going all over the place by both players. 11-4 here with Cherry Hill on top. It's not something really anyone expected here in this one. We know this is a very good basketball team, but as we know, North also one of the top teams in the state. And right now, they're just not playing to their full potential. The Lions are definitely getting the best of them in every aspect. They're shutting down their key players, and they're going to have to bounce back here, and they're going to have to contain that anger.
Yeah, that's for Cherry Hill West here. That's tied for the fewest points they've allowed in a quarter this year. When they played Bishop Eustis here, they also gave up 4 points.
And as for North, they've missed 12 points with 3 points that they should have had. 0 for 4 right now, and that's big. And North, typically a team with a high percentage when scoring, not today. They've been missing a lot of shots. And their defense, while the scoreboard doesn't look good for them, at the same time, it's not that big of a lead for Cherry Hill. So North, they just have to forget about that. They're really good in the second quarter. They're best in the second quarter compared to every other quarter. So they're just going to have to really have a turnaround.
And they will start here at Cherry Hill West with the basketball up 11-4. Looks like North here adding a little bit more pressure.
And one other stat that could go in Cherry Hill West's favor is the first quarter is when North statistically has their best defense. So if they're giving up 11 and their offense is lacking, they better hope that their defense can start to change the trend and start playing better as the night goes on.
And we see it right there with the turnover on the first possession. Jarrett, welcome you into the booth here.
Thank you.
What did you notice about that first quarter here between Tomsboro North and Cherry Hill West?
After watching the game, I think the most common thing to think would be that, Cherry Hill West, their defense has been playing lights out and pretty stellar. But I think that it's just, they played pretty good, don't get me wrong, but, North they've been very unlucky with their shots. This game should be a lot closer than it is. A lot of shots, they've had a lot of open shots that they've taken, they just haven't gone in, and they got to change that this quarter.
Yeah, we're going to get a foul there on number 10, Cameron Edwards. I believe that's his second of the game. That's the team's 5th foul.
And I may be mistaken, but it looked like Edwards getting in the face of Neister just a bit before this shot was taken. And it doesn't matter who you are or how your team's playing. You cannot start getting in the face of the opponent. You cannot start letting your emotions get in check, because you may make a mistake that you're going to regret at the end of the night.
And a poor play there by Parks here to foul the three-point shooter Carrington.
And when North takes the shots, they're able to get the offensive rebounds. Like we've seen them getting the offensive rebounds. It's just they can't score after that, and then they just turn the ball over. And Cherry Hill West, they've gotten steals too. And again, they should have also scored equally the amount of points that North didn't. But it's been a very low-scoring first quarter, and I think it's probably going to stay the same for the rest of the game.
It's all about missed opportunities, and when you get out in front on a team here, you have to put them away early.
Yeah. And
that's what Cherry West has not done. As we get all 3 free throws go for Carrington, so now that deficit down to 4, 11-7, and making that last one here allows them to go on this full court pressure.
And now they can use their defense, one of their strong points, obviously, to their advantage. Only being down by 4, they can definitely, hopefully, start clicking now and start, shrinking this deficit.
Buckwalter muscling in on Petrick. And he gets the shot to go and a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, Buckwater is this team's, arguably, you could say he is the best player on this team. He's a 1,000-point scorer for his school, and he averages 16.1 points per game. If they want to win this game tonight and they want to upset North, they got to use him to win the game.
He converts the third point of the three-point play, and now that lead back up to 7, 14-7. No good on a three by Neister. And the ball will stay with Thompsonville North.
Last week against when North played Mater Day, that was a whole other North team. That North team, they came in there wanting to win that game.
Inside to Neister, completely rejected by Buckwalter.
And they came out to play. And this week, I think that I'm a little afraid that they might have, thought and got a little too cocky and thought this game was an easy win. And now they're realizing it probably is not going to be that.
Trying to get the ball in. Poor pass by Carrington, intercepted by Buckwalter. He brings it across over to Parks. Trying to get it inside. Height advantage there for Buckwalter over Marinaccio. That's what they're looking for. Picks up his dribble, flips it over to Edwards.
Buckwalter, we notice, is the tallest player for both teams out here on the court. And so far, he's done a very good job of using that height to his advantage, picking up 4 rebounds so far in the first half. He's definitely been having a very solid game.
Great defense there by Husney, forcing the turnover by Parks. So both teams kind of starting out this second quarter a little bit unsure of themselves on the offensive end.
Yeah, I think it's been like that the entire game so far. I just think that, one team's been luckier than the other and taking certain shots, and, that's the first time shots actually went in, but...
A nice little floater there by Petrick.
Yeah, the entire game so far, those shots haven't been falling. Maybe they could change it around this quarter.
Buckwalter swinging it around there to Gone. Gone can't finish. Good board by Husney. He starts the fast break. 3-on-2 advantage. Sidestep by Carrington. He can't finish. Husney going up for it. He comes down with the ball, but Parks ends up with it. Shortest guy on the floor getting the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that that North, the way they play their offense, they played it in a fast tempo kind of pace. But so far in this game, it's been kind of,
Carrington, easy layup there.
Not really helping them. Most of their shots are taken on fast breaks haven't really gone in. They gotta make those shots go in.
Yeah, no surprise. The game speeds up a bit. Thompsonville North getting closer, down by just 3. 14-11. Here we go, Husney. He'll slow it down a bit.
And we heard
Flips it over to Petrick for the tie. In and out.
We hear Coach TRN over here calling for a timeout. None of the officials can hear him, and as this game gets faster paced, the gymnasium gets louder. It's just becoming more of an electric atmosphere out here. This game is definitely changing.
I'll tell you what, the officials are getting beaten up tonight. They are getting beat up.
I believe you said it earlier. Not on the Christmas card list.
Not on the Christmas card list. We're going to get a foul on Thompsonville North here at the 4:32 mark in the second quarter.
All I can say is the game speed, it's obviously speeding up greatly, but this is a very odd game in my opinion. It's very, in my opinion, dirty. Dirty may not be the best word to use, but there's definitely a lot of contact by both teams. It's very angry emotions, negative emotions by both sides, and they've got to keep that in check because it's gonna affect them in a negative way out here, and their play is gonna be more they're gonna be more focused on going hard against the other team and not scoring.
Oh man, Parks missed it from point blank range, but then it gets batted around like volleyball out of bounds here by Petrick, and it'll stay with the Lions. A bench warning was given to Coach Caswell there for arguing with the official. Cracky inbounds it. Going with it, trying to get it back to him inside the Buckwalter. Good defense there by Neister and forces the turnover.
Just like we've been hearing from Coach Caswell to our left, to our right now, Coach Tarrant is calling for mob fouls that, obviously the refs are not calling out here. and that's going to affect this game as the night goes on. Already 11 team fouls for both sides total, and I'm not going to be surprised if that total goes up greatly as the end of the night.
Great play there by Petrick to cut the deficit down to 1, 14-13.
Casey, going back on to what you said before about Coach TRN, I think it's the way he coaches. He's very aggressive in when he does his things, and when the ref makes a call that he doesn't like, he'll get in that ref's face and he'll tell them, I don't like what you just said, and I want you to change it.
All right, 3-pointer there by Cubbage on the last possession. Gets it back up to 17-13. And now the Lions looking to add to their lead. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Although the Mariners are fighting back, this is not really something we're used to seeing them down for the majority of the game.
3-pointer there by Cracky. And that Lions lead back up to 7 after back-to-back 3-pointers. 3-pointer revolutionizing this game here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams like to take a 3. But, Lions, they can't fall asleep. They got to use this lead, and they got to keep building onto it, though. Because North is a team that scores a lot, and they score that very, very, very easily. And they could blink, and the lead could be gone. So they have to just stay on top of this game.
Yeah, that one almost a 5-second call against Toms River North, but they're quite fortunate to get a holding foul on the Lions. So it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Carrington, as they're now in the bonus for the last 3 minutes of this first half.
And we hear it in the crowd, momentum obviously shifting on the Mariners side, but you have to hit those shots if you want the rest of the game, the momentum for the players as well, to start hitting their side. Because right now they're still down by 7, time running out in the half, and they need something quick here to get back in this one.
Yeah, Carrington couldn't convert on the first one, so that lead is now still 7. Trying to get a trap there against Edwards, but it'll be a foul. I mean, they ran right through him. Anytime you knock down the ball handler, you're gonna get a foul there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna tip him over like a wall. Some kind of foul's gonna be called on you. Yeah. I've seen a lot of basketball, and I don't think that's any kind of legal play.
Yeah, I don't think Mariner Nation agreed with that call.
Yeah.
They don't have a vote in this one.
Yeah, we heard a lot of boos from the Mariner Nation, but we also may have heard a moo over there from the young man in the cow costume.
Travel there on Buckwalter. Asking the question to the official, what did he do? He did take a step here before putting the ball down, tried to get a little extra advantage.
Seems like the players and coaches all night have been questioning the officials' calls. Obviously not agreeing with the majority.
That time a quick foul there on Cubbage, number 2. Looked like Carrington sold that to get back to the free throw line.
He sold it very well, as they're going to get back to the free throw line like you just said. So now they have an opportunity to get within 5 points of this one. And like I've said, 2:29 left in the half, and we still have not seen one Mariner lead yet tonight. That is not something we usually see here on Toms River Schools TV.
Yeah, we don't see that usually, as Carrington hits the first one, so he'll get one more. But right now, North, for a team that's averaging 70 points per game, they're going to be well under that average. What's turned into a pretty intense defensive battle between these two squads. Carrington can't hit the second one, so he's 1 of 2 from the line. Score now 20-14 with 2:20 to go. Tight man-to-man defense here for Toms River North. Little too tight there for Petrick. And Gone will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
This will be Gone's first trip to the line tonight. Before this, they've taken 2 trips, hitting both of them so far in the first half. So they're going to look to continue that, nice pace of 100% at the line here with him.
Yeah, and it looked like here, Jarrett, that the North defense here, as they scramble to get the ball, now a fast break. Going in, Petrick lost it. It'll be a blocking foul from behind. Be a foul on number 3, Nick Cracky, and that'll send Petrick to the line. But Jared, it looked like here North defensively, going with the man-to-man. They're leaving some holes though. Backdoor cuts and whatnot.
Well, yeah, that's been the story of the game so far. That's the reason why they're losing. You know, they want to get back in this game. They gotta, close up those holes, and they gotta, just change their whole entire defensive outlook. Obviously, what they're going with right now isn't working. Because if it was, they would be winning this game.
Petrick gets both free throws. Now just a 4-point deficit, but look at that here, Cubbage all alone on the opposite side to match the 2 points the other way.
Yeah, Casey, that's exactly what you were talking about before. They can't let that happen. They can't let fast break let that happen, because that's just only worsening their cause.
Marinaccio goes in, he lost it. There's Cubbage again leading the break. Pulls up, floater, no good. Pulled off by Neister, who gets fouled, a reach-in foul. A foul there on Cubbage. Now the Lions are in the double bonus here, so that means the Mariners will be shooting 2 shots the rest of the way.
Mariners just look very off balance in this game so far. You can tell that when Coach Caswell gets like this, and he's becoming very angry and aggressive right now. He's yelling a lot in this game so far. When something like that happens and your coach gets like that, you know that things aren't going his way and things aren't going like he wants to happen.
Yeah, I tell you what here, Joey, Toms River North here, they're getting to the free throw line, but they're not converting nearly as much as they'd like to.
Yeah, and that's not something we usually see from this team. Usually we see a high percentage of their shots from the line make, and that is definitely a factor here tonight. They're down by 6 with 1:40, and that's something that they're going to have to improve on in the second half, because we know they're a team that is definitely good enough to come back in this one, and that'll definitely benefit them.
3-pointer by Edwards, long. Buckwalter with the board. Driving baseline, a reach-in foul on Neister, and that will send Buckwalter to the line for 1-1. With exactly 90 seconds to go here in the first half. Lions up by 6, 22-16.
And right now, one thing I'd like to mention is Buckwalter, if he continues the pace that he's on, he could possibly end tonight with a double-double for the Lions, and that's not something we usually see a lot of. Maybe from him it is, their team's leading scorer and their team's all-around best player, but it'll be nice, an interesting thing to see here for the Lions tonight, if he can make that mark.
Yeah, he hits the first one. And he drills the second one as well, so now that lead back up to 8 for the Lions, 24-16. This is a big 90 seconds here for Toms River North. Can't afford to let it slip away. Neister for 3. Off. Rebound to Buckwalter. That was not the shot they wanted right there.
Yeah, it definitely looks like North has been forcing the threes onto Cherry Hill West. And you can't just force a 3 like that. You have to be open, and it has to be fluid. It can't be rushed.
Gone with a jumper. No good. Batted up in the air, and it will go out of bounds and off of Cherry Hill West. So the Mariners will get another opportunity now as we've crossed the 1-minute mark.
And if there's any chance in this remaining minute for them to get any momentum on their side heading into the half, it's right now. They may be down by 8 points. They may not be able to come back and tie it up at least in this half, but they definitely have a chance to get some momentum and add a couple more points.
Petrick drove there, was challenged by Buckwalter. Marinaccio challenged by Buckwalter, batting it up in the air. Cracky comes down with the rebound. And Groen will take his time. Groen will take his time coming across there with 30 seconds.
We know time is on their side here. They're going to try to hold the ball as long as they can, because they know they're going to head into the half with most likely the lead here.
Trying to get a trap. Can't do it. Swinging the ball around. Groen thought about it. Holds it. 10 seconds to go. Cracky with it at the top. Guarded by Carrington. High ball screen. Slips it. Underneath. Good double team by Neister to prevent the shot. Here we go. Petrick launches it. He stepped out of bounds though, and they will go back to the clocks to see if they're going to add some time here. The officials will check the clock. John Polk, Ron DePasquale, and Lou Martino are officials, and they will put 2 seconds back. Lou Marlino. They're going to put 1.5 1.5 seconds on the clock. 1.5 seconds. Cherry Hill West will inbound it from right in front of us. Be Cracky inbounding. 1.5, actually, they're going to move it down a little bit closer to the north bench here. 1.5 seconds, enough of time here to catch the ball and shoot it.
If they make a three-pointer here, that'll take
In
any
the
wind.
Buckwalter, he's got time. Almost lost it, then he regained it, composed himself. A nice look for him.
He had the opportunity there to take an extra amount of wind out of the Mariners' sails. Couldn't do it. But regardless, the Lions will head into halftime with a sizable 8-point lead, an unexpected 8-point lead, as they've been dominating North, and they've manhandled the Mariners all night so far, and Coach Caswell is going to have to take his team to the locker room and work on a lot of factors, a lot of points around the game, because right now they're going to need more points. They have 10 minutes to regroup and get themselves back into form, the usual form that we're used to seeing. Hopefully come back in this one. We know they're a team that can do it.
Yeah, that's the odd part about it, Jarrett, because North was outscored 11-4 in that first quarter, but they played them pretty even in the second quarter. Cherry Hill West here with a 13-12 advantage in that second quarter. So they've been playing better, but all those missed opportunities at the free throw line, you have to think, going to come back to bite them in the end.
I mean, yeah, that's usually how it happens. You miss a few threes in the game, and after the game ends, you look back on it and you say, only if that one went in, only that one went in. And, those are just some of the shots you can't really afford to miss. And, they're losing the game right now. And only 3 games the entire season they've been trying at halftime. Well, now you got to make it 4, but this is a very rare sight to see at the Pine Bell Arena. And, you like to think that when Coach Caswell is going to bring them and talk to them at halftime, he's going to tell them, you can't, lose your focus. You can't, overthink the shots, because when you're at that free throw line, you got to make them in, because, that's the story of the game so far for North.
Yeah, Thomasville North came out flat. Cherry Hill West here jumped on them early. Kind of played them a little bit even there in the second quarter. We'll have to see what both teams have in store for the second half. And we'll see you for that second half right here on TR Schools TV.
They have 14 points combined.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TR Schools TV Game of the Week. Part 2 of our doubleheader here from the Pine Belt Arena. Boys basketball action. First round of the South Jersey Group 4 state playoffs between Cherry Hill West and Thomasville North, the 13-4 game. Currently the 13 seed here primed to pull off the upset at the half. Lions up 24-16 over your hometown Mariners. And Eddie, Thomasville North, not very much to like from that first half, but obviously some things they could probably build on.
Definitely. And North, being 8 points down, they're not out of this game, and that's the thing. They just have to fix some things. And the big thing is, Hunter Petrick and Darian Carrington, they have 14 points combined. The Mariners have 16 points. North, they're going to have to do more than just have 2 players score all the points. And the other player to score for North, Marinaccia. That means the 2 star players, Neister and Ronan, have 0 points combined. And Neister, he's just out of it. He's not making his 3-point shots. That's his big thing. And North, they're 0 for 9 at the 3-point line. That's not very good. So North, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to make Cherry Hill force errors. They can't let Cherry Hill go real fast, because that's where they've been struggling. When Cherry Hill would go really fast, then they'd make their points, or North would foul them, and they'd get free throw shots. So North, they just have to slow the game down, let Cherry Hill make the mistakes.
And for Cherry Hill West, Jarrett, what do they have to do to continue this run that they've been having?
Well, I would say the one thing they got to do is they got to pretty much continue what they've been doing so far. And you have the lead against a pretty good North team. You couldn't really ask for anything better than that. For a Cherry Hill West team that pretty much the entire season it really haven't been that great. And any kind of lead in this game is me a victory. You got to keep the lead, get under the basket, get rebounds, and take the occasional 3 when open. And on defense, keep North to the threes, because that's the reason why they're losing right now. They've been taking rush threes and have been able to get under the basket.
3-pointer there by Petrick. That wasn't what they planned here. But North out to a flying start here in the second half. So they've got a press underneath trap. They break it. Inside here, good finish there by Edwards. So 2 quick buckets for each team. We're now up to 26-19.
Yeah, Casey, you missed 9 free throws in the first half. Your first shot in the second half, and it's a good three-pointer. And
There we
now
go.
Road is scoring.
26-21. It looks like we're going to have a track meet in the second half, folks. Stolen away by Carrington, fluttered in the air, and Buckwalter comes down with it. Good swinging rotation of the basketball. Inside to Buckwalter, easy, right around Marinaccio.
You know what? They have to do a better job at stopping Buckwalter. He's just been all over under the basket, getting rebounds, getting easy shots. Buckwalter has been having a great game so far.
Inside, lost. There'll be a jump ball. We'll go over to Cherry Hill West. Check that. The one official will come in and say that there was a foul on Pat Marinaccio, number 24. So no jump ball. Will still be Lions ball. Yep.
Fouls have been something that both teams really struggled with. The Lions having 10 and North having 9. And both teams, they're just going to have to try to force fouls and really drive into the paint and hope that one of the other teams puts hands on you. That's something that you're going to have to really look for.
There's a trap here. Gets it out, though. Quite fortunate to get it to Parks. And it'll be a foul on the body there by Roden. Just in the wrong spot.
Right when I talk about fouls, another foul happens.
So not just curse Eddie.
Well, right now here, Tomsboro North, they can't afford to have fouls because their bench here, we've seen the rotation not so deep. And when you have Storino out, that's one fewer person you can go in here. So now you're down to a bench of about 6 or 7. Or that rotation, 6 or 7 players. So you can't afford to get into foul trouble, especially early on here in the second half. As Cracky loses it, we're going to get a timeout granted to Coach Durant here at the 6:36 mark of the third quarter. His team up 28-21. So we look at a little more fast-paced here in the second half. Both teams scoring, but still some of those turnovers are starting to pay dividends here for the Lions and punishing the Mariners.
Yeah, North, maybe they're trying to go a little too fast for their own good. They're not looking good right now. They're playing sloppy ball right now. Coach Caswell, there seems to have some miscommunication between him and his players. Everything's going wrong for North. North came in here as really the obvious winners on paper, but Cherry Hill, they're making them run for their money right now.
Yeah, Cherry Hill West, you're a 10-15 team coming in. They certainly don't look like it.
Yes, this has been a whole other Cherry Hill West. I think we've seen it the entire season. It's not like we've seen them play to this kind of caliber any time in any of their previous games. I think they come in here embracing as the playoffs and embracing that they're playing a team that pretty much no one would think they'd win. Even I think pretty much most of their school thought they would lose this game. But they want to correct that, and they're showing North that they're not a team to be messed with.
It's a tough place to win here, tough place to beat the Mariners, but a good defensive play. Let's see if Tomsboro North can turn it into points. Neister, can he get in the stat sheet? He does. First points of the night for Mike Neister, and it comes on a 3. Deficit down to 4. 28-24.
Cherry Hill, they really need these trade baskets right now.
Trying to get it stolen away. Ball on the ground. Gone. Goes to the floor and saves the possession for his team. Nice hustle play by number 23. Trying to get it inside the Buckwalter. It looks like they're cheating over Neister to try to give him a double team. Can't do that here because then you leave Nick Cracky wide open, number 3 for a 3. And that lead back up to 7.
Yeah, it's funny how both teams let each other's teams players who are very good at the three-point line,
right up to Parks.
Shots.
Right up to Parks here with a layup, and now that leads to 9, 33-24.
Right when North has a comeback, it goes down the hip.
Right now, North trying to press it too much. They get a double team, gets out of it. Edwards with the ball.
North leaving a lot of players open right now. They're in danger zone right now.
Yeah, getting to that point where it could get into double digits. We got the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. They'll get Neister on a bump. Third team foul against the Mariners. No team fouls in the second half for the Lions.
Yeah, I think it's just how this game's gone so far. I think a lot of things have gone their way, which is, evident when a team like this, plays like they've been playing so far. And not to be mean towards Cherry Hill West or anything, but I haven't talked to one person who thought they win the game so far.
Yeah, try to get into Buckwalter, but good defensive play by Thompson of North. Shooter there. Neister can't finish.
So North, you're going to wonder if they go for a trap. The traps have been, in the beginning it works, but they can't execute the trap. They've been failing. They've either been fouling or Cherry Hill's been able to get the ball out, and then they get the wide open man.
Trying to get a trap there. Good play there by Neister, but the ball will stay with the Lions. So right now, Thompson North, they're trying to speed the game up a bit, but on the offensive end here, they're maybe speeding it up a bit too much.
And that's why I said in the pre-half that really the defense, they have to speed it up, but on offense, they have to do the opposite. They have to slow it down and let Cherry Hill make the mistakes.
Buckwalter showing why he's such a potent threat on the offensive end. Puts in the basket, so now it's up to double digits, 35-24.
Yeah, when North tends to speed up their tempo of the game, they tend to rush their shot, and the shot doesn't really go in.
Right, Petrick answers with a nice take, dribbling in between a couple defenders. 9-point lead. Ball on the ground here, trying to scramble for it. Going to get a backcourt against the Lions. Great hustle play by Carrington trying to get the ball.
You gotta admire number 10 Edwards, for the hustle on his part, trying to get the ball back. It might have been a backcourt, but at least he tried to do something to get the ball back for his team.
Here we go. So now we've halfway through. We're halfway through the third quarter. Thompson North down by 9, but looking to get closer. That will be a shot from the corner, no good. Roden with the rebound, goes up, rejected from behind.
Roden still struggling today, only 2 points. That's not like him.
Going with an easy transition bucket. Lead back up to 11. Marinaccio trying to drive in. Tried to create contact, but he gets the bucket. And a quick timeout by Coach Caswell here at the 3:31 mark. His team down by 9, 37-28.
So if you're North now, where are you going to give the ball to? Right now, the top point scorer is Hunter Petrick with 11 points, and then Darian Carrington with 8. And Carrington, he hasn't scored yet this quarter, so it's not looking good for North. Everything they're supposed to do, it's their defense now that's really killing them.
Yeah, North gives up about 54 points a game. And if you take a look here at the stat sheet, they're probably on average here to give up somewhere in that ballpark. But they score 70 a game, and they're nowhere near being on pace here to get to 70 points.
Yeah, when you see the amount of points that Cherry Hill West gives up a game, they get around 55. And I'd be pretty shocked if North ends up scoring 55 points, because that means that they can have a complete turnaround and then be scoring a ton in the next coming minutes. So I don't know how to look at this. You kind of look at it as the way that Cherry Hill West defense is playing pretty good or pretty outstanding, or it's just North has just been off their game and they've missed a ton of their shots. It's gone both ways. So it's just been a culmination of everything so far in this game that's caused the score to look like how it is.
Yeah, right now the big deal with that timeout, that allows North to set up their defense here, full court press. Going up against the Lions here. Let's see how they try to break it. Pretty easily there, getting into Nick Cracky. Neister guarding him all the way up the court. High ball screen. They both go to the ball handler, trying to trap him. North rotates back. In the middle of Buckwalter. And they travel there on Buckwalter. Turns the ball over to Thompson North. Can North get closer?
Where the shooter?
North playing a little slower now.
Good help. Cushion, Jack. Cushion, Jack.
Trying to get Neister open for a three. Cross-court pass to Petrick. Driving baseline. Goes in. No call. Ball out to Toms over North.
Give him cushion. Don't try.
Roden trying to get an opportunity. He drives in. Be a foul on Buckwalter. And Roden will go to the free throw line.
But kind of like when Ronan was going in for that layup, he might have even kicked Buckwalter in the back a little bit. His legs were flying everywhere. It's kind of, I don't even know how to look at that one.
Roden 0 for 2 today, and as a team, North is 6 for 12.
It's the first time they've gone on the line in the second half, right?
Correct.
Here at the 2:48 mark here in the third quarter. So Roden gets the first one to go. Looks like neither team is going to make a sub here, so they're going to keep with the same lineups.
Watch him go early. Who's got shooter?
Roden converts on both. Mariners up to 30 points. They're down by 7, 37-30.
Go.
Again here, Neister, we're going to see if they try to come over and trap. Smart by Cracky to get the ball in the middle of the court here where they can't trap him. Trying to take advantage of the mismatch between Marinaccio and Buckwalter. Flips it over to Parks. Parks driving in, left hand. Can't get it to go. Long rebound goes out to Carrington. Carrington leading the break. Up to Roden. Contact against Buckwalter. Roden will go back to the line.
Deja vu.
You're good, Danny. Keep playing.
Yeah, they've got a table for one at the free throw line there.
So Roden now 2 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, Rowan's definitely the guy you don't want, keeping returning to the line, because he's actually the best third shooter on, North's team.
Right here is Neister will sit down. Husney coming in.
Cherry Hill getting ready to put on some speed after this shot.
Short on the second one, rebound to Edwards. So Roden can't convert on either one of those opportunities. The lead stays at 7 for the Lions, 37-30. Trying to drive in on Petrick. They're going to get a foul. We'll have to see if it's on the floor. No, they're going to call travel. So the officials get together. They call a travel there on Buckwalter. And Buckwalter's had some trouble here in this third quarter. A couple fouls committed on the defensive end of the ball. A couple travels here now. Or it's starting to maybe get into his head a bit.
Maybe, and as the key player, that has to really hurt Cherry Hill.
Yeah, you'd think it would hurt Cherry Hill, but Cherry Hill has consistently kept their lead for pretty much all the third quarter. So as much as it's hurting Buckwalter, his teammates have his back and they're helping score points in his place.
Yeah, Petrick pulls up there with the jumper. That deficit back to 5, 37-32. Full court pressure by Toms Illinois, trying to get a trap there on the ball handler. Nice job by Cracky to get it over. Going in, no contact, or no foul there. Be an offensive foul as Mike Husley steps in.
Everything going North's way all of a sudden, and a comeback is being made.
You can feel the atmosphere, the momentum starting to shift towards the home team right now. $1:23 to go, third quarter. Toms Illinois trying to get to within a possession.
Yeah, I think I might actually be seeing Coach Charon over the Lions side starting to sweat a little bit. You might get a little nervous.
That's why they requested the towel before the game. Marinaccio for 3. No good, but a rebound to Carrington. Carrington trying to drive in. He can't finish. Marinaccio had it for a minute. Buckwalter ripped it away from him. A flop there on Neister. He totally flopped, and he's going to get called for the foul.
Cherry Hill finally getting the play going their way.
Yeah, he purposely fell over to make it look like it was a charging foul.
Right there, the official right in front of it, though. So Buckwalter go to the free throw line, trying to push that lead back up to 8 if he can get this one. The 1,000-point scorer converts on some more. 3-point play for him. It's 40-32. Neister trying to get a 3. He does. Quickly, Toms River North answering with a Neister 3.
There's his second.
40-35. Going in, blocked away by Roden. Out of bounds off of North, and it will stay with the Lions.
Now after that 3, North as a team, they're 3 for 16 today. Neister has 2 of them, and Hunter Petrick has the other 3.
Looks like Neister will come out again. Husney's checking back in. Long inbound to Gone. Trying to get a play there for Buckwalter, but good defense by Toms River North. Inside of a minute to go here. Buckwalter gets it, lost control of it, then couldn't finish from point-blank range. Here comes North. Marinaccio going through the lane, flips it over to Husney. That's a 3. Mike Husney cutting that deficit down to 2. Quick foul on Toms River North as Carrington's got both arms out in front of him saying, what did I do?
Yeah, a lot of these missed shots for the Lions. If only they would have went in, it would have been a whole other game right now. And now the Lions only up by 2 points, and they're just a few minutes ago they had a 7-point lead. That's a distant memory now. And now it's a whole new game, and now it's looking like Mariners want to win the game.
In there to Gone. 30 seconds left here.
Mike Husney playing very powerful right now.
Right there, change going through. Kraken gets it to go. 7 seconds left here, 42-38. Gonna get a carry on Carrington. Mitchell came in right on the spot. Have to agree with him.
Yeah, that was a very fancy shot by number 3, Craig. And that just looked like he threw up in the air, praying to God that one would go in, and it rolled around for a little bit, looked like it rolled out, and came back in again.
Got a little shooter's roll there. 4.2 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cracky inbounding it to Gone. Quick foul there by Husney. 16 foul on Toms River North. Second gone by, we're down to 3.5. They'll inbound it again right from mid-court, right in front of us. Seen this situation before. They had a similar play at the end of the first half. Inbound right to Gubbage. Floater, just short. So at the end of 3, this game is tightened up a bit between the Lions and the Mariners. Cherry Hill West, the visitors holding a tentative 4-point lead, 42-38. So Jarrett, Cherry Hill West, we said, coming into this one, how are they going to defend Toms River North? They've done pretty well, but in that third quarter, North started to crack away a bit.
Yeah, I think that Lions are starting a little tired offensively, and also defensively too. They gotta have a new electricity. They don't have the electricity they've had in the whole entire first half. They gotta bring it back in this fourth quarter, because if they lose this game, the season's over. There's no games after this. They're heading back to Cherry Hill, and waiting for next year. So the seniors are gonna graduate. Buckwalter's gotta wait till he goes in his driveway, gets to play a little ball by himself. But this is it.
Yeah, that's it here. They're leaving everything on the table. And Eddie, Toms River North clawing back with the defense. The defense made the difference, forcing so many turnovers from the Lions.
Definitely, and they let the Lions make their mistakes. In the beginning, they weren't the best, But then after a major timeout by Coach Caswell, they seemed to totally refresh themselves, and they weren't rushing as much. And their offense, they really picked up at the end with a few key threes, and that was the big offensive quarter that we've been waiting for so far. As North, they scored 4 points in the first quarter, 16 in the second, and then 22 in the third. So that was a big increase for them.
Yep, and the Lions will start with the ball here in the fourth quarter. Winner advances, loser goes home. Both teams within striking distance of that. Short on the hook shot is Buckwalter. Good rebound by Marinaccio. Carrington to Marinaccio, thought about it. Sidesteps, goes in. Nice take there by Pat Marinaccio.
And what I noticed from the third quarter coming into this one is a more explosive Mariners offense. This is the team we're so used to seeing, and the Lions just cannot handle it right now. Their explosiveness has turned, they've dialed it down a decent amount. And this team, obviously, you look at the scoreboard, this game has become a whole different ball game out here.
Nicer almost stole away, almost a walk there on Edwards. Ball goes out of bounds and it will stay with the Lions.
One thing I noticed in that third quarter is the Lions may still have the lead, and it may be a lot shorter than it was coming out of the half earlier in this one. But senior forward Danny Buckwalter still having a phenomenal game. 16 points, 6 rebounds to his credit. He's been an unstoppable force here for the Lions tonight.
Good play there. Petrick lost it. Cubbage loses it again. There goes Roden. He's got the break. He's going in. Flips it over to Carrington for 3. That one's long. Tracked down by Neister, but he can't save it. The ball go over to the Lions.
North still struggling at the three-point line. They're 4 for 18 today. That's a lot of missed opportunities. And really, you just take a few of those missed opportunities, and if they didn't go for the 3, they might be in the lead right now.
Yeah, they've been trying their best. A lot of those looks here have been good looks. They just haven't gotten the shots to fall.
North, and not even under the three-point line. In the two-point line, everywhere, layups, they just have been struggling shooting the ball today.
Let's see here what they can do defensively. Cracky pulls up. No good. Coach Caswell trying to argue for an over-the-back call. He won't get it, but his team will get the ball back. Another opportunity to try to tie or take the lead.
That seems like it's been the major theme as the night went on. Lack of calls, I should say, for the coaches, angering them. Definitely that anger spewing out onto the players. It was a very aggressive game so far, and it's going to continue to do that for the remaining 6:37.
Coach Caswell not getting a warning, so he's notorious for getting warnings from officials, and out of nowhere with that one.
Looks like we're searching maybe for a contact. Lands down on the floor. Rather trying to see if Neister has blood on his uniform. Looks like he may have gotten cut. So the officials will stop the game here and they'll attend to Neister. And Coach Durant here wants an explanation in terms of whether or not Neister will be able to come back into the game right away. The officials here are going to have a conversation to see if that's indeed true.
Cherry Hill, they wanted to be a timeout, and North, they wanted to be an injury timeout, which won't count for one.
And right there, the official right in front of us giving the explanation to Coach Durant, saying that if you see that instance here, meaning blood on the uniform, and you fix it right away here, no need for a timeout.
And one thing I've noticed, the difference between Coaches Durant and Coach Caswell is they may both be hot-tempered, but one coach seems to keep going when he doesn't get his way, while Coach Durant here for Cherry Hill West knows when to stop and contain his emotions. But
now the officials are going to go back on their original ruling, as they will say now that Neister has to come out. Husney will go in for him, and it will cost them a timeout. So a little bit of an odd call there.
May have been odd, but it definitely could affect the Mariners and as time runs out here, Nicer, like you said, their budding star in the past few weeks. So if he's out for a decent amount of time, it could be a big loss.
Petrick was trying to drive through. He lost to Cracky going in to Parks. Got pushed. Buckwalter missed from point-blank range. That one's not going to miss by Cracky as he gets a second opportunity.
Cherry Hill getting the rebounds, and the ball just bouncing right into their hands. That's a tough break for North. And they've just been struggling in rebounds all day today.
That time, bad pass by Marinaccio. And we'll see here Cherry Hill West with an opportunity to go up by more than 4.
And we saw junior forward there, Samir Parks, bobble that one as if he was a little bit surprised he actually caught that
right?
from the Mariners.
A foul there on the drive against Toms River North here at the 5:50 mark. That will go against Marinaccio. That's a 17th foul, so now the Lions will be shooting the rest of the way.
And this will be the 7th and 8th trips to the line for the Lions. Previous to this, they've had 6 opportunities. They've hit 5, especially 4 for 4 from their star player, Danny Buckwalter.
First one is true. And this game's getting a little chippy down here at court level. A little arguing between Husney and the official. Husney trying to plead his case that he was being taunted by one of the Cherry Hill West players.
Coach Caswell, he's getting really tensed up right now. He's getting really nervous, as right now they're down by 5 points. He's really just arguing with everything. He's in a tough state right now.
1 of 2 there, 45-40.
Well, Eddie, we've seen watching these North games, Coach Caswell, seeing him hot-tempered is not something new to us. So we know he has a hot temper. He's an angry coach, but he fires up his team, even when it's in a negative way. We'll see if it helps his team, get fired up for the remaining 5:30.
Good fake there by Marinaccio, just couldn't finish. Let the defender blow right by him. Samir slipped in, but he just couldn't finish.
Getting a major rebound. He's been doing great on defense so far this quarter.
5-point lead for Cherry Hill West. We're going to get an and 1 call, a block against Toms River North. Jack Goen, the senior, showing his leadership, gets to the free throw line and has a chance to make it an 8-point game.
And North, they only have 2 points this quarter. Their offense has been stalling, and it's the worst time for them too, as Marinaccio is the only man today with points in this quarter with 2.
Here we go. So Goen at the free throw line. If he hits it, it's an 8-point game with just over 5 minutes to go on this one. North got as close to as close as 2. Now down by 7. Roden picks up his dribble, has to flip it out to Carrington. Carrington trying to drive, flips it over to Petrick.
The question for North, who do they go to?
A travel there by Marinaccio as Buckwalter went at him. Marinaccio got hit. The officials are going to go over and have a conversation. Let's see what the officials will rule. All 3 of them getting together at center court, telling the players to get to their bench as they're trying to figure out exactly what it is they're going to call. We saw Marinaccio get the ball. He clearly took a step. The continuation of the play, though, obviously Marinaccio didn't realize he took a step here. The officials' whistle blew. It was clear. But as Marinaccio was going in, it looked like Buckwalter came over and just kind of body slammed him.
Yeah, and this is not something new to us here tonight. This has definitely been a gritty, hard-fought match, and we're seeing a lot of bodies being thrown at the opponent, a lot of hands being put in places that they shouldn't be in, and it's just been hard-fought. It's been a tense night for both teams, and we're not seeing anything new here tonight. This is not unexpected.
The official is going over and explaining to Coach Tarrant here what's going on. Neister is getting 2 free throws. He hits 1 of 2, so now the score is 47-41. They called a technical foul on number 23, Jack Gone, by coming over. That was not Buckwalter who came over and body slammed him. As I said earlier, it was Gone who came over.
And Gone, the type of game he's having for the Lions, he's been a big factor for them. 6 points with 4 rebounds to add to that, and that is a big loss for them for the rest of this game.
Yeah, big loss for them, and North going to get the ball here, down by 6.
So both coaches, these officials will not be on the coaches' Christmas list today.
No, they certainly won't be here. So what Coach Trant's arguing is that he called a technical foul and a personal foul, and he's still jawing at the officials. He's got to be careful.
Waiting for the technical to be called, if one will be called. I like to imagine by the end of this game, at least one side will have a technical from the coaches.
Checking the official book here. Okay, technical foul is going to be on 23. Number 23, Jack Gone. And we'll have white ball.
It's going to be North's possession here, and this could be big for them, down by 6, 5 minutes left. And even though momentum may not be really on anyone's side, this is a tense night for both teams. We know this Mariners team. We know there is a chance that they can.
But the crowd right now is starting to get a little restless here as we see one official going over the other saying, here, we got to get the game going again. But the official that came over here just wanted to make sure that Coach Tarrant here had a proper explanation, which, you know, he's allowed to have and rightfully should have. So now North here down by 6 with the ball. Can they take advantage of that play? Yes, they do. Petrick was looking for a call because he got bumped. Won't get it, but the lead down to 4 now for the Lions.
Petrick being the key player for North today with 15 points. Didn't expect that coming into this game, and he's really been the all-star tonight.
He's usually just a role player for him. Got to let spark off the bench here, and he's really been a spark tonight. Some of those guys, Nystrom underperforming, Roden underperforming tonight, keeping them in the game. Nice play there, off glass by Nick Cracky.
And Cherry Hill, all they got to do now is get the trade baskets and run down the clock.
49-43, Carrington going in, a lot of contact, no call. Get a foul on Thompsonville North on Carrington.
Carrington, after having 8 points in the first half, he's just been non-existent so far in the second half. Been getting some fouls and not playing real good defense and no offense at all.
1-1 for Cracky here. The 4:11 mark here in the fourth quarter. His team up by 6. It's the first one. So the Lions are the first team to 50. One more free throw coming here for Cracky. Can't hit the second one, so that lead is 7. 50-43. Marinaccio fakes. Back out to Carrington. Carrington and Nystrom for 3. He converts. He had a hand in his face. Edwards was all over him, but he still gets it to go. Inside of 4 minutes and down by 4. Gonna get a body contact foul there on Carrington. That will send the ball handler to the free throw line.
I gotta be quite honest with you. I'm gonna have to agree with Coach Caswell on this one. I don't really think I saw any pushing from Carrington. The officials may have saw otherwise, but really I don't think I saw any type of pushing or foul-worthy call there against North.
The momentum going back and forth for both teams. North makes a major 3, and then Carrington gets that big foul on himself, which now, 5, he's out. So now you're going to have Husney coming in. And yeah, Husney is a big spark off the bench. But is he Carrington? No, he's not. So the height difference, too. Carrington's a bigger man than Husney. So right now it's not looking good for North.
Yeah, that rotation they usually go to is about 7. And now they're down to 5. So it's a starting 5 you got here, plus if they want to throw in Quentin Manning, who saw a little action in the first half. So they're going to have to go pretty lean here the rest of the way if you're Toms River North. As Gone is at the free throw line, he hits the first one.
Yes. Gone can really make back the three-pointer points, and really that three-pointer will become nothing if he can make those points.
Second one is good as well, 52-46. 6-point lead. That one, wild pass here. Bad pass by Husney. And that's why Carrington being in the game is so important.
Has that great game sense.
That one they're going to get Neister on a reach in. And we got cheering coming from to our right here from the bench, Cherry West. We got cheering coming from directly in front of us here, which is kind of intermixed between Cherry Hill West fans and Toms River North fans. And we've got a lot of groaning going on here from Mariner Nation to our right. So it's a whole smorgasbord of activity.
A smorgasbord. I'm liking the word choice over here.
Hey, it's dinner time here, right? You know?
Somebody read their dictionary.
SAT word of the day, write that down.
Well, you know, smorgasbord, maybe dinner time here. Looks like those Lions are hungry for a victory.
They are hungry for a victory, but they missed both free throws there, so it's still a 6-point game. Marinaccio driving in, contact, can't get the call. We'll get a foul. On number 13, that's Danny Buckwalter.
North is 6 points down, so you're going to want to expect them to go for a three-pointer for Neister.
Trying to get the ball in, got to get the ball in. Throws it into Roden, and they get a quick break there with the foul here. Almost a 5-second call. Just threw it in there to a spot, and Roden, you're trying to go and get it, gets fouled.
And I don't know if you heard it, guys, but right to our right, Coach Tarrant accusing somebody out there for cheating in some sort of way. Have to keep an eye on that, see what's going on with that.
Right. Good ball reversal, and it's that spot on the floor for Toms River North. It was where Marinaccio traveled, where it caused all the commotion. And now Roden traveling here with just over 3 minutes to go on this one.
And there's Roden really just not having a game tonight. Only 4 points, and it hasn't been his day.
3-minute mark, Lions 52, Mariners 46. North trying to speed the game up with a trap. Trying to trap the ball handler.
Cherry Hill not letting North get a chance to trap them. Not at this point in the game.
Buckwalter going through, no call. Trying to get him. Buckwalter going to try to go through the lane. Sidesteps. Being an offensive foul. They're going to check, is that an offensive foul or travel? The officials conversing, it will be a travel. So a travel on Buckwalter here, 2:33 to go. Mariners still down by 6.
So now North with their three-pointers, because they're obviously going to have to go and attempt a three-pointer soon enough. They're 5 for 20 today as a team, and they haven't been doing good.
There's Roden. Can he get a shot? Big-time shot from Jaden Roden.
As I
Cuts
say
it down to 3. Buckwalter going the other way with a bucket. 54-49. Can't fall asleep.
As I say, they're not doing good. Roden 6 a three-pointer.
Backdoor cut by Roden. Oh, so close. Did everything but go in.
And you heard the crowd. They held their breath and then took a big sigh. Not a relief, but a big sigh at that.
He just threatened. He just threatened the kid. I don't care what you do. You don't let him score. He said, I don't care what you do. Let him
54-49.
He's threatening our players. Get in.
Getting intense here courtside, folks. That's all I can say.
cheating accusations now. Threat accusations. This is a wild one.
Yeah, Roden here can't convert on the free throw. He's got one more. Get a timeout for Coach Caswell here. 2:06 to go. His team down by 5. Full timeout.
Rowan 2 for 7 today with the free throw line. Usually he's the best one. Typically he'll be 7 for 7, but not today.
What is it, man? Go. Is it a ball? Is it a 30? You guys are falling apart out there. Is it a ball? Is it a 30?
There we go. So let's set this up here. About midway through that fourth quarter, there was a play in which Pat Marinaccio, number 24 for the Mariners, ran a travel. When he was going, the continuation of the play, going into the lane, he got hit by number 23, Jack Gahn. It looked pretty vicious. It looked like it was intentional. The officials here took their time, discussed it. It ended up being a technical foul on the Lions. Also a personal foul, which meant that the Lions got the ball, or the Mariners got the ball. Mariners converted on that play there. Ever since that point, it's been pretty chippy between these two teams, going back and forth. A lot of trash talk between the players, between the coaches, interacting with the officials. It's getting pretty dicey out here, and you have to wonder if that'll only escalate here in this last 2:06.
Well, it's been a dicey game all night, Casey. Two teams, two hot-headed coaches going at it, two very vicious teams going at it. And like you said, this game has pretty much been getting out of hand. One can only imagine what's going to happen in the remaining 2:06, because what we've seen through the majority of this game leading up to this point, one can only.
That one's short, skying for the rebound, Buckwalter, so it's still a 5-point deficit. 2 minutes to go now.
And North, they're 9 for 20 today at the free throw line. They haven't hit a lot of their shots. Another thing, unlike them, and that's been the running theme today, North, they just haven't been playing like how they usually do.
There's your stat of the evening. They're 9 for 20. You get half of those back, you're leading. A lot of pressure here from Thomasville North trying to get a quick steal. Got to watch 5 seconds. Inside Parks to Buckwalter. 1:30 to go. Buckwalter going in over the North defense. 56-49 now.
Something Buckwalter has been doing all night. He's been just getting his vertical right over North, and that's one reason he started in this game.
Marinaccio answers with a bucket, 56-51.
And as vicious and wild as this game has been, it is still anybody's game in the remaining minute.
Here we go. Roden with it. He'll go to the basket with a minute to go. Can't get it to go.
I said earlier in this game, Rowan, he has to get forced to his right side. That's what's been happening. And Rowan, he's been getting shut out all night.
They slow it down. Quick foul there on Petrick. That'll send Edwards to the line with 53 seconds to go. Right now it's desperation for the Mariners. They have to foul to try to extend this game as much as they can.
And this is not a situation we've seen the Mariners in at all this season. Usually it's the other way around. Usually the Mariners are the one up by about five or so, and the other team will be fouling out just to end the game, end the misery, knowing you've accepted a loss. But tonight, sadly, the Mariners' vicious run this season will end after what I'd call an upset by Cherry Hill West.
Yeah, Edwards here, if they keep hitting their free throws like Edwards just did, 58-51. Petrick for 3, that's short. Air ball back out to Neister. Can he convert? In and out. Rebound to Petrick. Goes in, and a foul there with 36 seconds to go.
Not a rebound. You're doing good.
And North 6 for 23 with 3-point shots. A lot of missed opportunities. If you just take a few of those missed opportunities, you don't shoot that 3, you go for a 2, and you potentially make that score would be a lot different right now. And same goes with the free throws. Just so many missed opportunities for North today.
Yeah, North down here by 7.
Yes, what he wants to do.
Hunter Petrick 2 for 2 today at the free throw line.
Make it 3 for 3 there. Gets another one. If he hits this, it'll be a 5-point game. And I bet you if he makes this here, Coach Caswell is going to call a timeout.
I wouldn't doubt it. That'd be a very good call by him.
Doesn't make it though. Inside screen for the loose ball on the ground. Trying to get a timeout.
Yo, he's already got a warning. He's already got
Timeout granted to Coach Caswell. 31.6, a 30-second timeout. Down by 6. And you have to figure coming out of this timeout here that any play is going to involve trying to get one of their three-point shooters open here, whether it's Neister or Roden or Petrick here, somebody to shoot a three to try to get that down to one possession.
So really tonight, Neister, he has the 3 threes. Petrick has the 1 3, and you have Husney with a 3, as well as Rowan with a 3. So yeah, you probably will go to Neister. He's been the guy that typically shoots his threes, but he's missed a lot today, and that's the real scary thing. So if not him, you might want to go to Roden, but he hasn't been doing much today. So really, it's a real scary situation from the North right now.
Yeah, right now if you're Cherry Hill West, you just got to play defense.
Absolutely, you have to play defense and you have to run down as much clock as you can. There's about 31 seconds left. Unless the Mariners pull off that miracle, hit a couple threes, it looks as though the Lions will come out of here victorious. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens in the
Trying to get it in. Long pass into Neister, who gets fouled quickly by Edwards. Going to get a technical foul against Coach Caswell.
I mentioned earlier, we are going to see a technical foul eventually. We don't know on which side and when, and that's really the worst time for North. That really might have just really ended this game for North and their season with that technical foul.
This is going to get interesting here because they called the foul against Cherry Hill West because Neister clearly got undercut by Edwards. The question is that are they going to call that foul and have Neister shoot, or are they going to have the technical shots first here? It's a debate here that the officials are obviously having a conversation about right now.
Now I'd have to ask you this, Casey. Because there was a foul on both teams, although the amount of fouls, the factors that each team, will they even out? Would the two fouls even out here?
Well, one would be a technical foul here, obviously, against Coach Caswell, so that would be charged against North. Another foul here would be the foul against Edwards. What I would think that they would probably want to do is have the technical foul here, have the shots be taken first. Then they might have it be where it's a one-on-one opportunity for Neister. The dicey part about this situation is that usually when you see the technical foul, it's against the team that commits the foul. So usually it's a benefit and advantage here for one team. They're going to talk to both coaches here to see what they're going to do.
I believe if they go with the technical fouls first, Cherry Hill West will get the opportunity to add more points to the board. That could just be the nail in the coffin right here for the Mariners. That could end their season right there. So it's going to be interesting to see what the official calls here, and that's going to be official Ron DePasquale over here.
Here we go. So here's what's going to happen here. We have Neister. We have Neister shooting free throws. The coach here from Cherry Hill West trying to argue it was a one-on-one. Let's see what we've got here. I got to tell you, the officials have really lost control of this game. It's a total free-for-all right now.
I'd like to be able to respond to that, but I really have no words. This game has gone every which way, out of control in any possible way that it can. And I think it'd be a better situation to just end the game now at 30 seconds left.
Okay, so Neister missed that one. They're going to deem that would be a one-on-one opportunity for Neister, so he doesn't get a second shot. And now they're going to have number 3, Nick Crackey, take the technical foul shots here that were going against Coach Caswell. So he hits the first one.
This right here may just be a nail in the coffin for Cherry Hill and North.
59-52. Can't get the second one to go. So it's 59-52 in favor of Cherry Hill West. the Lions will have the ball. 10 team fouls against Toms River North, so any fouls now, in fact, for any fouls for both teams here, it'll be 2 shots. Long way, they're going to try to foul Cracky. With 28 seconds to go, he'll go back to the free throw line. That's why they practice them in practice. For these kinds of situations.
The most basic shot, free throw shot, comes down to the most important shot in almost any game.
Blank piece that we don't need anymore.
First one good there by Cracky. One more coming for Cracky. Everybody taking a look up at the clock here. One shot coming up here for Cracky. He hits that one, 61-52, 9-point lead for the Lions. Time running out. Neister for 3, and he converts. So Mike Neister not going down without a fight. 61-55 here with 20 seconds to go and a quick timeout by Coach Caswell.
That was Neister's 4th three-pointer today, and that really brought North right back into this. And now North, they really have to make every other 3 from Neister. And while they're back in this, it's still a long shot, but you just got to roll the dice sometimes.
Eddie, I like the enthusiasm you have over there for the Mariners, but I'd have to disagree. If there was more time left on the clock, we know how this Mariners team works. They would definitely be able to come back, but with 20 seconds left, and they've begun to already foul out the Lions. They're going to be taking more free throw opportunities. You got to believe that they're going to hit the majority of those free throws. So in my opinion, this game's out of reach. I think the Lions are going to go away with the win.
Well, it's going to depend upon what happens here, because Toms River North is probably going to try to go for a quick steal. And if they can't get it immediately on the inbounds, they're going to have to foul whoever has the ball. Now, they don't want to foul Cracky here because Cracky's been doing a pretty good job from the free throw line. You want to find out who the worst one is here. Really, nobody is doing poorly.
Yeah, you mentioned Cracky. He's 4 for 7 at the line tonight. And really, like you said, anybody who's been to the line, the only one who's had a negative percentage is... nobody's had a negative percentage out here tonight for the Lions.
Get into Cracky, great play. And a quick foul by Neister with 17 and a half seconds to go. We'll have discussion about who to foul, and they foul the same guy. Look at that.
6 opportunities to the line. In the past, I'd say 2 minutes, he's gone 3 for 4 in the first 4 of those opportunities, so he's going to look to try to up that percentage here.
So North, they didn't get the steal. I said they were back in it. Now, it may be a little too late now, in my opinion.
Well, he misses the first one, so it'll be key if he can miss the second one, because that'll keep it a 2-possession game. Misses the second one. Marinaccio with the board. They try to push it up to Husney. Got about 10 seconds. Perfect shot. No good. Roden over to Husney. Rejected by Buckwalter. He's going in. Shot for the slam. No good. Husney's prayer won't be answered. And Cherry Hill West, the Lions, traveling down Route 70 here in the Pine Belt Arena. And they pull off the upset in the 13-4 game over Toms River North, 61-55.
All I can say is what a game, down to the wire, when North seemed that they had an opportunity. They can't convert, and the Cherry Hill West Lions pull away with a huge upset here at the Pine Belt Arena, beating the Mariners here 61-55.
Yeah, an incredible game here. If Buckwalter hit that bench here would have went crazy here, that dunk at the end. But they didn't need it here. They pulled away with free throws, really, at the end of that one.
Definitely. And a game that was so back and forth in the fourth quarter, and it just ended up, the calls just went Cherry Hill's way, and really, the big loser today were the officials after just struggling trying to maintain both teams. And really, both teams, they had a great season, and Cherry Hill advancing, and with a major upset. I'm speechless right now. That was a crazy game in North. While their season is over, they are getting a lot of their players back. They will have a lot of seniors next year. It's just sad that you're not going to get players like Hunter Petrick back or Pat Marinaccio, but they'll just have to go and depend on the juniors now.
Yeah, Toms River North will finish the year at 23-5, which is perfectly respectable. An improvement from last year. A-South champions as well. Perfect record there, 14-0. So a lot to be proud of here for Coach Caswell and his bunch.
Absolutely, Coach Caswell's bunch. They did have a phenomenal season, although it ended the way that nobody really expected here against the Lions. But hey, you got to come out of here with your heads held high. Fantastic season. Had a very nice showing in the short conference. Obviously, a phenomenal regular season. But one thing I'd like to mention before we leave, I mentioned earlier in the game that for the Lions to win, they needed to rely on senior forward Danny Buckwalter and see if he can have an impact tonight. I don't know. I think 20 points, 8 rebounds, and an assist and a steal added to that. I think that's a pretty big impact for him in the win.
Yeah, pretty big impact here, adding to that very impressive resume that he's been building over there at Cherry Hill West. Speaking of the Lions here, their upset win means they will have a showdown on the road at either Williamstown, the 12 seed, or number 5, Atlantic City. Atlantic City are one of the dark horse candidates to win the bracket in the end here. So, again, your final score, folks, an exciting game here from the Pine Bell Arena. Your final score, Cherry Hill West 61, Toms River North 55. For our producer, Chip Phillips, Joey Del Deo, Eddie Wolf, Jarrett Weiss, and our entire crew right here at TR Schools TV. I'm Casey Kennerkowski. Thank you for watching part 2 of our special playoff doubleheader from the Pine Bell Arena. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time right here on TR Schools TV. Good night.